Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, a car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right, and we are here for Inspire Synergy with none other than the man himself, the CEO and real estate mogul, Razul Wallace. Razul, how are you, sir?
What's going on, brother? I'm great. How you doing?
It's great to see you. How has everything at the house been now that you are at full capacity? And you said things have been looking up. Morale has been better. The guys seem to be getting along. Any news on that front?
No, it's the same. Things have continued to be going well.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it.
So we had some feedback from last week. I know you're trying to get partners and different people that you work with. Right now, if you had to name your top 3 referral partners, as far as, if someone needs to go to detox, if someone needs to go to a PHP program, who would you say that is?
As of right now, it's just Stonington Institute. I don't even say it's top 3. They're the only one that we've been using so far.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How has that been going?
I mean, so far so good. We've only had two incidents, and one of them, the guy chose to go, and the other one, he opted out of it. So there hasn't been too many, and that's probably who we would contact again in the future.
And right now, you're still doing well. You're still at capacity.
Yep.
That's good. That's good that you're keeping that. You should try to establish partners, and I've reached out to a few of them where they will be able to send you graduates of their program. And I think, working with guys who complete 28-day programs up to the 3-month programs are the ones that will have the most success. But definitely putting you in contact with them will help to work out really agreements and arrangements so you can partner with them. That's ideally, the more partners you have, the better. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
We're working on that. So you would love to develop formal contracts, formal agreements with treatment centers. Have you also thought about this was brought up by someone who watches the show? Have you also thought about trying to work with possibly the courts or probation offices, because they can also provide you clients?
Who's that? Say that again.
Work with the court system. If someone gets, I didn't even think of this. Someone who's smarter than me brought it up that, if someone gets busted for drug possession, or drug use or whatever, and, they go to court, they could be sentenced to 28 days at the House of Changes or something like that. I have no idea how that works, how you would go about reaching out to them, but he brought up working with the court system and probation officers to get more clients. So again, you have that steady pipeline of men that so there's never any open beds. An open bed is just a wasted opportunity, as this man said. His name is Michael. He said that there's so many people that need help, and if there's beds open, they would be filled instantly. If you had those your agreement with the courts, or
Wait, I'm not sure if it's me or you, Cully. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you were going in and out for a second. Now you.
Sorry. I'll speak closer. But you think working with the courts would be something you'd be definitely interested in?
Hey, as long as it serves a purpose, we can help as many guys keep the beds full. Then yeah, that's what's
all right. All right. Well, I mean, that's something that I'll definitely look into, because I think that could be very valuable. I know they have certain drug courts in the area that work with rehab centers and send people there. Obviously, I don't think that you would want to be the first choice. I think that if someone is sentenced to 28 days followed by sober living, that's where you would come into play. And that's where I think you would get money for. So that's what we have to figure out. And I'm actually, I was going to talk to Pete Finch because he's an attorney, and I'm going to see if he would have any contacts or know about doing that. So,
sure. That's what's up.
Now, I mean, have you ever had a rejection of someone who was referred to you because basically the fit was poor? You met the client and he really didn't fit in, and guys in the house weren't happy, and you had to make a decision where you couldn't let him. You had to let him go. Has there been a situation like that?
There was a guy. So I would say that we haven't turned anyone away that met the qualifications. man over the age of 18 that financially there was a way for them to cover their bed.
Correct.
But as you know, a couple of times we let people in with a very, very short sobriety, and that didn't work out. So we're going to probably implement some type of minimum. We haven't had to implement it yet because we haven't had to, turn anyone away for that reason.
Right. So the people who have come in with short sobriety, have they been able to pay the necessary costs to get started at the house? And then it's on them to find a job and get work so they can stay there, correct?
Yeah, so one of them had work and everything.
Okay.
And he actually had good family support.
Yeah.
He just relapsed and didn't want to go to PHP. So he had to
Right. What percentage of your residents would you say come and have support from family or a friend as far as payment goes to kind of help get them in and get them started?
That's a good question. I would say maybe a quarter to a third.
Really? That's not bad.
No,
That's not bad at all.
Of the guys that have been in and out, you probably have a handful of guys that had that type of support.
That's not bad at all. Now, ideally, I know you've had a couple guys at the house who have been there long term. And ideally, I know that you're working on a housing project now, and you want to give them the ability to maybe own a property or get their own place, live on their own. Have you put together, or met with your board about any type of aftercare or any aftercare commitments that you would like to see happen?
I haven't. No. You mean like when guys move out?
Yeah. I mean, if there's someone who stays 2 years,
right,
and you see, they've been doing what they're supposed to do. They have a good enough job. I think it's time, to call it graduation or whatever you want, and have an aftercare program where, you have affordable housing for them, or know of or partner with someone who has affordable housing. You have different groups or meetings that they can attend, something like that. Those are things that you can put in place, because ideally you would like to get people in and out, I would say, between 8 months to a year. I mean, if they're pretty stable after 8 months to a year, wouldn't you agree that they may not need that high level of care?
Say that again?
If someone's in the House of Changes and they're pretty stable, they've done well for 8 months to a year, wouldn't you agree that they could possibly move on and, either get their own place, or if you partnered with someone who offered affordable housing to help them kind of transition to aftercare where they can be on their own? Because ideally, you would want to move people in and out. You don't want people to stay there for 5 years. Right. So, I mean, if you guys talked about a benchmark where, okay, if they stay 8 months and they do what they're supposed to do, or a year and they do what they're supposed to do, call it graduation, call it what you want. They graduate from the program. They move on. And then, that gives you another opportunity to bring somebody else in.
So we are thinking about that. the next phase in the program we would like to do is one where there's more. It's a lot more flexible. Guys it might be a little bit more, maybe 1,000 a month, 1,200 a month. They have their own room.
Right.
They have their own room and a lot more like flexibilities. No one's really like.
You wouldn't need like a house manager all the time
right.
for that to live in the house.
Right. Our house manager, we probably use the house manager now to just go and check on them like weekly or bi-monthly or something like that. Make sure that they're good, taking care of the place, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, because I mean, realistically, you guys lasted a year. Yep. It was not a huge loss in profit. I mean, it made a difference. It's something you want to build on. You realistically could have several levels to the House of Changes, graduating up. You could also have a house for women. And I know that you guys are meeting as a group, or you met as a group. Is that something that you want to explore? Maybe purchasing another house for women, and then purchasing something like you said that's a higher level of care, where they or less care, where they pay more money and they have more room and they're not supervised as much.
Yeah, we are definitely considering that.
Yeah, because it's such a tough business, and to have success and to last a year is very. It shows that you guys can do it, and it shows that you guys can definitely build off of that. So that's kind of what I'm hinting at. So you are looking into it. Have you seriously looked at a place for a house of changes for women?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No women's house yet. We've been looking into programming a little bit.
The workplace development.
Some of that. I think one of the things that I think could be really beneficial is even if we had let's say like a clean out business where we did demo and clean out something that is like unskilled labor, just because we don't know what level of skills different guys will have, but we can have an option for men to work that are coming out. Then they'll be able to like come out, have a bed and some place to work and make some money. So we've been talking about that. I feel like that could be beneficial, right, to the men, to the house, to the for-profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can hire them to do things out.
Yeah, to work for anything that you're doing with the real estate company, where they can come in and if they're skilled enough to help with any work that you need done at the houses that you're on. That would be great. That would be great to have.
Right.
And that's something you definitely need, right?
What the
you would need you could use the extra labor, the manual labor at some of the properties. We've kind of done it a number of times, kind of informally, where guys just wanted to make some extra money. They just did some demolition for us on our project. Right. Yeah, that would be good if you did that. How many residents would you say in the last year that you've been open ended up requiring a higher level of care? I know you mentioned the two that went to a PHP program. Were there more than that you recognized may have needed a higher level of care? That
this one. We had this one guy that I think I talked about it on the show before, that we ended up he had to go because I don't think he needed a higher level of care. He was just so used to.
He was defiant in kind of his ways, the way that he lived his life.
and trying to talk to him, he was like, I was like trying to talk to him about work and working. And he was like, I haven't worked since the '90s, you know, and he's not trying to. Now he has, I think he had like, you know, he had like physical limitations.
Correct.
Possibly some mental limitations. Like, to talk to him, he didn't, you know, he talked perfectly fine. You know, he seemed like kind of savvy, and like he would always try to like.
Well, that's what we do. We're master manipulators. That's how we function.
Yeah.
So you did try to talk with him. You did try to work with him.
Oh yeah.
And was he able to still pay rent and do what was his responsibilities despite not being able to work?
So ultimately, no. Ultimately, what started happening was he was falling off on his chores, and
right.
because of his physical limitations, he had a very light one. But just for consistency, he's still gonna have a chore, right? You have to like wipe down the
counter.
Yeah,
you have to. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was always an issue to get him to do that. You know, the rule about getting up out of bed, he didn't want to get out of bed, and he and then so all that, and we were very much like had a number of conversations about at what point do we.
You were lenient with him, yeah.
We were lenient with him, giving our opportunities, and then finally, like he wasn't, and then he missed like the first week's rent payment. You know, then the second week's rent payment. But while he's missing his rent payment, he's like all these pieces of things that he's ordered online coming to the house.
Oh Jesus!
So we're like, it's like not only like
he's pushing all your buttons. I mean,
yeah.
So it wasn't a situation where he needed a higher level of care. He just had to go. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't being responsible.
Yeah.
And have you had residents who have self-reported when they have, maybe relapsed, and told you? And how has that worked out?
I mean, only in those cases, like one of those cases where the guy had to opt for the PhD and he decided he didn't end up going and left the house. But I think part of that was because he was out past curfew, and he didn't eat, and he just came clean. Yeah, I'm out, and I think he didn't want to play the whole game or try and pretend or anything. He just came out and was like, yeah, I was out late. I was out,
Yeah, catches up with you for sure.
Yeah.
If you had to break down your revenue by source, grants, donations, and your resident fees, how would you say that your budget works out? I mean, is your revenue generated mostly by what the residents bring in, donations, grants?
Almost all that. Donations we make, I think we grossed for the fundraiser like a little over $6,000.
Yes.
And after expenses and everything, I think we netted like $4,000. And then the income for the property is 8 beds times 800. That's 6,400. And then with our expenses, so that's basically our revenue for last year. And then, as you know, not all months we had all eight beds full. We were as low as 4 at sometimes, I think.
Right.
The break-even point is probably about, just for this house, probably about $4,000 a month. You consider utilities, house manager pay.
So that includes Marcus's pay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not horrible.
Not bad.
But the biggest issue is grants and donations. You guys have not received grant money, correct? You haven't received anything from the state.
Not from the state, but there's an organization within Norwich, Global City Norwich,
Right.
who was the grant manager for Project Geek. So we won. We were awarded 20,000 for the More Experience, which we've had one session so far, and then we have 9 more coming up.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that. That's right.
Yeah.
That's huge right there.
No, I'm excited about it, but we gotta try to figure out how to increase our attendance. I think that it's something about so there's a couple things in which we've been working this out to try to, because I think it's something that's beneficial for everyone, right? Whether you're battling substance abuse, or you're an everyday guy without any significant substance abuse or mental health challenges. But it's about improving in each of these 4 pillars and developing better habits,
It helps in all aspects of life.
Right. But I don't know. The marketing of it is not. I feel like it's kind of in between, right? Like me personally, I invest regularly. Every year, I budget a certain amount of money to invest in my personal growth and education. And so I think you have individuals like that, individuals like myself who have a growth mindset and will invest capital into growing their business and things like that. And then you have people who they have more of a fixed mindset.
Right.
And I think that a lot of the time when you're struggling with mental health, addiction, incarceration, I think there's a higher likelihood of that fixed mindset.
Right. No, I agree with you. And
I'm just wondering, the other thing too is when people get stuff for free, they don't really value it.
No, they don't.
What I mean? They kind of take it for granted.
Yes.
So one thing that but we didn't want to charge, and I think part of the grant, I don't think the grant would have stopped us, or the award would have stopped us from charging, but we really wanted to make it accessible for everybody.
Yeah.
And the target audience, tends to have not a lot of disposable income. So we're trying to figure out what we got to do to how we market it, to increase the audience. Because we have 5 guys this first day, and we want to have up to 20 participants.
So you had the first session, right?
Yeah.
When is the next session?
Okay, so we were supposed to have one yesterday, but we decided to cancel it.
Right.
Or postpone it because of the weather.
Correct.
And,
okay.
So the next one is in 2 weeks. So we're going to be working on marketing and outreach.
Yeah, that's something we can definitely help with.
Good.
We'll talk more in a second. Let me just play this. Down south, we have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob, located in Decatur, Georgia. They train offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments and college showcase camps across the country. They have sent kids to schools like Florida, Florida State, Miami, Clemson, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, just to name a few. If you want to be trained by the best, you work with the Trench Mob. Julius has a virtual program. He can train you anywhere in the country, and they will make sure they have the highest percentage of kids that go Division I. Go to their website, trenchmobfootball.com, and sign up now. Ned Von Young owns Fresh Fold Laundry Company, located in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. High-end laundry service. You book online. You put your laundry out in a clear plastic bag. They pick it up, wash, dry, fold it for you in 48 hours. They have an expedited service that can do it faster. They also offer an online subscription model, weekly or bi-weekly, so you can have your laundry done that way whenever you want. They have deals for college students as well, so make sure to check out their website. It is my-freshfoldlaundry.com. All right, Razul is working on coming back. I know he's out of service. I actually got the website wrong. It is my-freshfold.com. So Razul was talking about the grant money they have, and they have 9 sessions. And we are trying to market it better for them so they are able to get more people to come. And he is correct. It is something that works in everyday life. I mean, it really helps you in all aspects. So it's not just for those with substance abuse issues. Let's see if we can get Razul back. But the house has been doing very well. The main issue that I see is we have to build on fundraising. Fundraising has to take a priority. Fundraisers with a lack of... Okay. There he is. All right. Okay, so...
Could you hear the TV before?
No, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you while you were buffering. No, but you said your next session is in 2 weeks, okay?
Yep,
So
yep.
What day is it going to be?
It's on a Wednesday. Every other Wednesday. So
Okay, so every other Wednesday. It's at night?
6 to 8 p.m. in
Okay.
Norwich.
And people can sign up for it. Is it on your website?
Yep, it's on the website. You can register online. HouseChanges.org.
No, I'll put it in the show notes. I'll put it in the show notes. So this is a program people can register online. It's every other Wednesday, 6 to 8. And it works on different pillars. So there's 8 more sessions. Do you have 9. There's 9 sessions. Do you know for sure what the next session is going to be covering?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
You know, Ashley and Mark are running the program. So I can't remember off the top of my head, but the 4 pillars are mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and financial. I don't think it's financial or physical.
So spiritual or mental?
I think it might be spiritual. I think it might be spiritual or mental, yeah.
Who actually, teaches the program or teaches the group when they come in? Is there someone?
So we have 4. We've engaged 4 different organizations. So Path to Purpose with Keith Smith Jr. is going to be leading the mental, emotional winning ways. With Dr. Kevin Paulin is going to be leading the financial. Fit Over 40 by Kirk Charles. Yep, Kirk Charles. And then Dr. Kevin Booker will be leading the spiritual.
Love Kevin Booker. Oh, those bastards. They all need to be sponsors. They're killing me.
You met Kevin? Oh, he was on the show, right?
We had Kevin on. Yeah, I would. He would be a perfect sponsor. I wanted to have Kevin and Kirk. I reached out to them to be sponsors for the show. They'd be perfect for it. But yeah, so if Joe Schmo off the street wants to sign up and come for it, how much does it cost per session?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And
it costs nothing.
We usually provide nothing.
Oh,
and
okay.
That's perfect. That's why the funds are awarded. Project Keith covers it, in Global City, Norwich. It was a subsidiary of the Norwich Marine Development Corporation. And there's no charge. We provide, because of the time, 6 to 8 p.m., most people are usually, if they work, in school, occupied, whatever, that time people are usually looking for something to eat. So we provide something for them to eat. Nothing like big, but like maybe some. We did pizza last time, but we want it to be a little bit healthier, so we probably have like sandwiches or something. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So it is free of charge. And it's working on 4 major pillars of life, and people can sign up. They can register right on your website, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So that is something that definitely needs promotion. And it's going to be this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock.
Every other Wednesday night. The Wednesday yesterday
was canceled.
It was canceled. So the next one will be 2 weeks from yesterday.
Oh, so it's going to be 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So we pushed the other one to the back end of it.
Okay. Are you still involved with the Husky Investment Group?
I am.
Now, how's that going?
Taking a trip to Florida.
You're right.
For like a kind of.
Bellamy told
right.
me about that.
We're managing the house. Did he?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be going to Florida towards the end of March 20th, 23rd, to kind of meet in person. Talk about where we're at,
next
vision of where we want to go moving forward. Say it again.
Yeah, you're trying to kind of plan your next moves, where you want to go after this. If there's any other. Yeah, if there's any other like properties that you want to purchase, or what you're looking to purchase or invest in or try to flip, correct?
Right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just showing a little different on the screen now. But yeah, so we will be talking about like what our profile is going to be, how we're basically going to be moving forward with further investments. There might be an opportunity to partner with some other organizations or collaborate with other organizations. So it'll be, we'll see. I think the other thing too is getting clarity on like the identity of the company. That's
right, because there's some guys that just want to be investors, and there's some guys that don't want to be like boots on the ground.
Right.
And determining where to purchase property as well, right? Yeah. Because right now it's Connecticut, but I know guys are spread out kind of all over the place. Would expanding on House of Changes be part of that discussion?
That's an interesting question. I hadn't thought of it. I don't see it, but I wouldn't rule it out. I don't really see it right now, or I guess we haven't really thought about it or discussed it. But I would not rule it out, though.
What would you say that, in your opinion, if you had to speculate, what would you say the group is looking to purchase? I mean, because they're not involved in the project in Norwich. They're not involved. That's through yours. So, as a group, what do you think they're most likely looking to get involved with? Something to flip, something to build.
I think my personal opinion of what would be ideal for the group is to collaborate with someone that either has deal flow opportunity and has some level of property management, and to primarily be an investment group more so than an operating system, because we have such a wide range of like availability for the sweat equity aspect of it.
Right.
And for there to be like consistency. Now we might go like a different partner structure where we have general partners and limited partners, where general partners are actually in the operations of the business and
And
limited
then
partners.
investors.
You're right. Are just like financial investors. We may go that way also, but those are some of the things that we hope to kind
You're
of
gonna
hash
iron
out
them out when you guys
when we get
meet.
together. Yeah.
You should absolutely talk with Laban about that, because Laban could definitely help out as
All right.
far as with your
Maybe
guidance.
maybe he'll take the trip down to Florida.
He would. No, I mean, he would. That's something that he would definitely take part in. I think
Right.
he believes in your mission statement, because I know that you initially, right, were thinking about buying properties and trying to flip them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
We actually did flip one.
Yes.
We did flip one.
Yes.
And I think these are, things that you learn along the way to recognize where there's such a significant gap in bandwidth capabilities and stuff like that.
Oh, there's huge, because you have a lot of members, and the ROI for some of the members may not be as high as anticipated. So that could be a challenge. But what about doing like a property rental? What about doing like an Airbnb? Would that be something like consideration?
From my perspective, because Airbnbs actually require way more
work. They do require much more upkeep, but they're a lot less regulated.
Actually, they're a little more. They're less regulated in that the landlord-tenant laws aren't involved as much. But the more regulation comes in is that there's more restrictions that, depending on where the property is located.
Right.
So like in Brooklyn, me and some family members have one in Brooklyn, and they just suddenly put in all these rules and stipulations about short term. Not recently, maybe a couple of years, 2-3 years ago, and it just kind of forced us to like do some things differently and categorize it differently.
So that may not be the way to go. But I think, a rental property where you're getting that residual income would be more conducive to the group, because you flip a house, there's a lot that goes into it. Right. And they get a one-time payment off of it. Whereas if you're able to get a decent property with several rooms, now you're getting monthly residual income, and that could obviously keep the group happy. But I think you hit the nail on the head, where you have members. It's very tricky when you have a lot of cooks in the kitchen, because certain guys want to do things one way, other guys want to do things the other way. And some guys want to be super involved. Other guys don't want to be. They just want to be investors. So I think you're absolutely correct in developing that hierarchy will straighten things out and put things on course, and have you guys be involved more. And get more projects rolling.
And I think, from a leadership perspective, I think if we had more experience with creating clarity and structure,
correct,
it probably could have gone better also. But we're learning as we go.
And that's what you can talk to. That's why I would have you talk to Laban, because he has 5 different businesses with his brothers, with his mother. So he understands how challenging that can be to manage hierarchies with groups. All right, let me play this last one, and then we'll be right back. Finally, we have James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. For the last 3 years, James has dedicated himself to the art of financial services. He specializes in life insurance and insurance policies. He will save you money, make you a boatload of money, and do so tax-free. He also specializes in retirement planning, because we know the stress that goes into thinking about retirement. How much am I going to need? For how long? Do we have enough? Because fear of the unknown is real. To contact James, go to www.lutherjamesinsurance.com. Yeah. So the other thing I would tell you as well, James is in Connecticut. He's there often, and Rob would also love to talk to anyone in the house about finances, about insurance, because that is something that they could get involved in. That is something that men in the house could get for themselves, and it can make a huge difference. So if you would have any interest in doing something like that, and putting Rob on to talk to the guys or talk to the group when you do finances, I think Rob would be a huge influence. And then especially James is in Connecticut all the time. He could also come and talk with the guys or talk with the group when you get to the financial aspect of it, because we went over today the misconception that people have about life insurance. And, people, like I said, people think that it's final expense and it just takes care of a funeral. But depending on your age, when you get it, it can generate significant wealth for you, and really make a difference. And people don't know that, or they aren't educated to it. So that's why, and it's something, is a career that guys could easily get into and get certified with. You guys are CTAR certified, correct?
Yep.
Okay. How often are you audited?
Annually.
It's annually. Okay.
Yep.
And have you had to make any corrective actions?
No, they were there doing the annual inspection last month.
Okay.
And they liked the house. I think it's great.
Beautiful. And
have you been to the house yet, Cully?
No. Once I get out there, I'll come. I want to come down. Yeah. And you are still working to plan a fundraiser April, May-ish, correct?
Yeah, I mean, but just because of the time frame, it might get pushed to June because we're already in
I know.
Just about March.
And you still are fighting my raffle idea.
I know. I'm not fighting it. I'm open to it. I'm down for it. I think we just got to, actually figure it out, sit down and do it, and decide when the actual raffle happens.
Well, I can tell you this much: I can get tickets printed for you, and that I can get nice tickets printed. I have a company that can do that and get that done at a decent rate. And then, like I said, if you want to start at 1,000 tickets, I think you could sell that very easily with the people that you have in your group, with the people that you have in your board. And then as well, that's what my plan was, to come out and talk to some of the local businesses if they would let the raffle tickets be sold at their place of business. That's a huge help. And you can process payments right online. Right? Because you can take payments on your website, right? I
believe so. I have to double check. But that's what I was going to ask you. How did you guys? Well, we'll probably talk some more to talk about how the tickets were purchased and online.
Yes. So what we did was we tried to obviously preferred cash. If they could pay cash, $100 on site at any of the businesses, That was perfect. That was acceptable. If they were unable to pay cash, we would then just direct them to the website, and they could pay via usually Stripe they had set up there, or you have a link for donations. They could make $100 donation and then get the ticket from the business. If they go to a business, you have a sign up that you're advertising for it. That was the way that we did it. And, we knocked out 3,000 tickets in Utica, which is a dump. So that's why I think you guys in Connecticut, especially with your real estate connections, you have a board. I know you have Ja, and you have Ashley, and you have Letitia. You have family members. I mean, you each could sell 10 tickets each, I think. And I think that, the guys in the house, you provide some sort of incentive for them if they can sell 5 or 10 tickets, and then you put them in businesses. So I think that would work for you. And then you do the drawing at your fundraiser. That's your big thing. You do the drawing at the fundraiser. If you do 1,000 tickets, then, you guys keep 50 grand and you give 50 grand away. The highest is 25, and then you do 10, 10, 5, 5, however that works out. I think you could easily do 2,000 to 3,000 tickets, but start at 1,000, see how they sell. If you sell 1,000, then you can always do more. And the good part is, if you guys have your meeting, and if you guys talk about it as a group for the House of Changes as well, if that's something that you think you want to do, it's very easy to start, and we'll get the tickets done, and you sell them, and that's how you make money. But just imagine that you would get an influx of $50,000. I mean, how much would that help?
That would help.
That would do wonders for you, right?
I say that.
Yeah. 50 to 100 grand would do wonders for you, and I think that's very attainable. And we're gonna look into, you should be getting paid for the people that you have at the house. And that's something else I'm going to talk to Pete about, because Pete knows how that works. Sober living houses, nonprofits should be getting government aid. You should be get paid per resident. So that's something we're going to figure out. All right. So next Wednesday, 2 weeks from now, is the event, 6 to 8. It is focusing on most likely spirituality. You can register on the website, and I will put that in the show notes where people can register. I'll put where people can donate. Please donate to the house. Every dollar counts, and they're doing a great job now. The house is full, and like Michael, who contacted us and said he thinks it's great. It's a great resource. And I'm also going to find out, because he thinks that you guys should be able to work with courts. You should be able to work with probation officers, where you have a contract, and if anyone who gets caught with possession, they go and they do rehab for 28 days, and they do 28 days in a sober house, and you could be the sober house, and that could be money that you receive. So we will look into that. Anything else going on?
No, that's it for now.
All right.
I think that's
well.
it for now.
Great job, great show. A lot of good information. Glad to hear everything's going well at the house, and I hope to be out there soon. So just remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.